Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hello. Well, today's a milestone for me because this is episode 100 of Project Management Insights podcast. I'm quite chuffed with myself actually, because I didn't ever imagine that I would have created or recorded 100 episodes of this podcast for you to listen to, and yet here we are. This is episode 100. I have an opportunity at the end of the podcast that I want to talk to you about because of reaching this milestone. But today what I want to talk about is how to have strong relationships with your stream leads. Now, of course, this is only relevant for those of you that are managing large projects where you do have streams of work and stream leads that you are working with. And there will likely be a few of you that this will relate to. So let's talk about it. So the first thing that's going to work to have a strong relationship with your stream lead is if you engage them. And by engaging them, I mean involving them in the project, really having them understanding where you're coming from, what you're expecting from them, the assumptions that you have about their stream and what their stream is doing. So be very open and honest with your stream lead and have them engaged in the project and what's going on the project. The more that they're involved, the more likely they are to help you out if you have a problem or a difficulty arise. You will also notice that they are more likely to bring problems and issues to you if those things happen to erupt in their stream rather than hiding it. So the more engagement that you have with them, the more ways that you interact with them, the more ways that you keep them abreast of what's going on and involved, the better your relationship is going to be with them. Now, the second thing that's going to work to strengthen your relationship is to ask them for their input. And I do this in many different ways. I might go and have a discussion with them where it's like I run something past them. You know, something's happened and I'm thinking about handling it in a specific way. And I go and I ask them whether they think that is going to work based on their knowledge of, you know, the organisation, the system, whatever their particular specialty or the area that they work in relates to. The other thing that I do is that I might have something come up and I might not have any idea how I'm going to address it, what I'm going to do. Well, I go and ask the stream leads, what would you do? How would you handle this? How have you seen this handled before? What suggestions do you have as to what might work? They're the knowledge holders, and so why not use them? The other way that I've done this is just that, to go and ask them to share their knowledge with me. Because oftentimes what I find is I learn valuable information that then serves me later on. And so it helps me to engage with them better because they're feeling like they're important. They're feeling like the information that they know and the knowledge that they have is of value. And again, when that's the case, they are more likely to support you if there's something that goes wrong that you need support with, an issue that arises that needs to be dealt with quickly, a risk that looks like it's going to, erupt and that you need to handle. They are going to be more likely to support you in whatever way you need it if you've asked them for their input and you are engaged with them. Now, the other key thing to do is to share progress. Don't hide where you're at. They need to be across exactly where things are at and not just for their stream. Because oftentimes there will be dependencies that occur or interactions that occur between the streams, and so they need to be fully abreast of exactly what's happening with the other streams. Don't hide it from them. Share the overall progress of the project. the best thing that you can do if you have a large project where you have a number of stream leads is to have separate stream lead meetings, so a project meeting with your stream leads, before you have the project meeting with your broader project team. Because this way, they will be across everything that needs to occur. They will be able to handle anything that comes up from the team members within their own stream and be able to answer questions. It's a bit like the way that you deal with your project sponsor, in that the more information they have, the better prepared they are for questions or things that arise when people ask them those sorts of things. And the more likely they are to support you and the action that you are taking, rather than turning against you because they're feeling like they're not on board, they don't understand what's going on, they haven't been kept abreast of everything, the exact opposite of what you want. And that often happens because they feel isolated, they don't feel like they have enough information, they feel like they're being left out of the loop in terms of communication and what's happening. And so they're going to go against what it is that you want. Not valuable at all. So share the progress with them. Now, the other thing to do is to treat them as your key support, which in truth they are, but treat them that way. Like, the thing is that these stream leads are key, when I say turnkeys, no, not quite the right word, but they're the key element in the successful delivery of your project. If they are doing their job well and they are monitoring and managing their stream in a way that means they are delivering against scope, budget, and timeline, then they are the key for you delivering this project successfully. Like, in a way, it's hands off for you because they are doing the work of managing the hands-on day-to-day work of the stream that they're managing. So treat them as if they are a key support for you. Treat them as if they're important. Treat them as if they have a key role in the project. And it's actually them doing their job well is actually making your life easier. Treat them that way. Don't treat them like they're your enemy. Because if you treat them as your enemy and like they're a problem and that they're only going to cause difficulties for you, then that's exactly what you're going to get. So build that strong relationship by treating them as your key support, keeping them involved and engaged and up to date with what's going on. Ask them questions and engage with them in any way that's possible, because that way you will build a strong relationship. Now, the last thing that you can do to really, really strengthen this relationship with your stream leads is to ask the question, how can I support you? They probably won't have been asked this before, and yet for me, what happened was it completely turned around the relationships, because then what I was showing them was they are important and that I am willing to support them in whatever way they need to ensure that they deliver for the project. But it's not just about the project, because if you work with these stream leads and the only times that you engage with them and your whole communication stream and the way that you talk to them is all about the project delivery, you're losing them. You're not building a relationship with them, because relationships occur between people to people. They are a person. They are a person with knowledge and skills and understanding and capabilities. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a stream lead. And so what you want to understand is, how can you, in your role as the project manager, with access to the decision makers, people that have the decision-making capability in regards to resources, in regards to money, in regards to changing policy or things that need to occur within the organisation, you have access to those people through your project sponsor, through your project control board, through your other key stakeholders, your senior stakeholders on your project. They might not have that access. And so what you want to do is be open to, how can you support them? What do they need to do their job in the simplest and easiest way? Because if you ensure that that happens, by supporting them, then guess what? You're going to get your stuff delivered in a much simpler and easier way. There's going to be less stress. There's more likelihood of it actually being delivered and being delivered on time and to the scope of what you want. And so, job done. I mean, isn't that what you're there for? To make things simple and make things work as easily as possible? That is what your job is in terms of managing this project. And so, how can you help them? Ask them, how can I support you? It's going to be one of the best questions you ask, and they might get shocked because may not have ever asked them that before. Be the first to ask them that question. And by doing that, you will find that you do get additional support from your stream leads to ensure that your project is successful and your project is delivered on time and on scope and on budget as much as possible. So build that strong relationship, engage your stream leads, ask for their input, share progress with them, treat them as your key support, and ask them how you can support them. 5 simple things to do that are going to make a big difference to the level and the strength of the engagement or the strength of the relationship that you have with your stream leads. Now, as I said at the start of this episode, I wanted to put an offer out there to all of my fantastic listeners, and there are a number of you who regularly download the podcast and listen to it every week. And I'm really appreciative that you do and that you have and that you continue to listen to the podcast episodes. And I want to ensure that they're of the best value to you in your job as a project manager and making your job easier. So what I want to do is offer you what I'm going to call like a mini coaching session, and it's going to be via email because I know you're busy and you don't have a lot of time to engage in anything bigger than that. But what I want to offer is if there's something that's creating a problem for you in your project, it might be something simple, and then again, it might be something big. But if you've got something that's really creating a problem for you, stress for you, an issue for you, something that's really a real problem for you on your project, and it might be a particular person that's not working well with you, or a team or a stream that's not working that you've got problems with, or it might be to do with the relationship that you have with your senior stakeholders or your project sponsor, whatever it is, I don't care. But what I'm offering for you to do is to send me an email, Karen@projectmanagementinsight.com, Karen @projectmanagement, INSIGHT, that's all together as one word, .com. And in your email, just tell me what your problem is and let's talk about it via email. Let me support you to have an easier time managing your project. So for this 100th episode, that's my offer. There's no cost involved. It's just simply about you taking the time to send me an email message. And then what I will do is I will either send you an email back, or I might even create a video to answer the question that you have and post that for you to be able to have access to. Either way, you're going to get an answer from me for free from my experience and knowledge that may just help you with the issue or problem that you have. So feel free to take me up on this offer. It's going to sit here, and this is in celebration of these 100 episodes of Project Management Insights. I'm going to continue to create lots more. I've been considering all of the different ways in which I can support you and help you, and so I've come up with a number of new episode titles to be able to work through for you. Remember that Project Management Insights is released on a Thursday here in the USA and Canada, so go and check it out every Thursday because it will be available for you to listen to. Remember, around the world, that might be on a different day. So I look forward to connecting with you next time for another episode of Project Management Insights. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.